Hey everyone, thanks so much for stopping by. I am actually using the Silhouette Studio for this next project. It's a Sympathy card. I have a Cameo. It has not been out of the box for about 3 years. When I got it, I was having a really hard time learning the software. I just got overwhelmed and I gave up. But today, and well, for the last couple days, I've been watching the Silhouette YouTube videos and other people's YouTube videos, and I've been learning quite a bit. I actually really like it. There's so much to learn. Now, I just want to give it a little heads up here. I may be fumbling here and there, excuse me, through this video, but I think I understand, and I think I'm able to explain this to you. All right, so let's get started with the project. I'm going to go into my library. It's the top right corner. And I already found a card that I like. This is something that I like about the new version that they did not have when I used it 3 years ago, is there's this little box right here. It pops up when you hover over. You click on that and it gives you the large picture of what the card looks like, and also the designer's name and where you can contact them. There's been times when I've had questions about the designs, and the designer has actually gotten back to me. So it also gives an ID number. So I'm going to click off that and I put this card on the mat. The Cameo does not have a score blade or a score pen. I've already cut this out once, and this is why I'm going to alter it right now, because this little line that goes all the way across here actually ends up being perforated. I am going to do the scoring manually. I did purchase a Cameo 3. I should be getting it in a couple of days, and I understand that there is a score blade, or maybe they call it a ratchet. I'm not sure. I'm learning the verbiage that fits into it, because it has two of the places to put things, similar to the Cricut Explorer Air, where you can put the blade in one and a pen in the other. All right, so let's go ahead and get rid of that perforated line there. I'm going to click on the whole image. You can see here that it's all the way around. It also gives the size here on this side is 8.5 and 5.5. That is the default size. If you want to change it, you can do that right up here. In the second margin is the width and the height. They also have a lock, so you can put the lock aspect on or unlock it, whatever you'd like to do. All right, so I'm going to ungroup this. I'm on the image. I'm going to right click and ungroup, and I'm just going to get rid of that line. I'm going to click off for a second, click on that, and then I'm going to see I'm right on that line right there. I'm going to just say bye-bye to it. Excellent. All right, and I'm going to go ahead, highlight the whole thing, and I just do that for some reason. I don't know if I really need to, but if you're a Silhouette person and you're watching this video and you see something that I do or that I can do to make it better or different, please leave a comment. I could really use some help. All right, I'm going to click on send, and that's going to put it over onto the print screen. So you see here, it's just going to cut. That's it. Let's go ahead and make sure I have the right paper in though. So I've got 80 pound. And the action I'm going to ask it to do is to cut. Now, if I had decided to go ahead and keep that perforated line in there, there would have been another line right here that I would have told it to score. And then I would have asked it to program it to cut and score. It doesn't really score, it kind of perforates. All right, let's go down to the blade measurement, height, I think that's referred to it as. It's 80 pounds, so I'm going to bump that up to 7 so that the blade comes out a little bit more and it will cut through the paper. The speed here, we're just going to cut faster, so I'll just do 6 for good luck. And then the passes is just 1, so if you're cutting cardboard or anything like that, you're going to want to maybe do 4 passes, but this is just paper. So all right, I'm going to put this through the Cameo and we'll go to the craft mat. Okay, so I'm back. I wanted to go ahead and show you how I did the insert, and then we'll go to the craft mat. The inside of the card, or the card size, is an A2, which is a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the drawing tool, and I'm going to click on that rectangle. I'm going to bring it over to the virtual mat. Now at this point, you can make it any size you want, and then you can go up and size it in the size bar, we'll call it. The next thing after you draw your image, you have to go over to this little arrow on the left margin and click on that, and then that deselects your drawing tool. So keeping this lock aspect unlocked, I'm going to make the height at 5.5 and the width by 4.25. I'm also wanting to have a border. So I went back in my library and I typed border in the search bar. I really liked these right here. Now I'm not going to be using all of these. So I'm going to just bring that over to the gray part of here. By clicking on the whole thing and then right clicking and choosing ungroup, I can then go into each one of these and delete it. I'm highlighting it, right click, delete, right click, delete, right click, delete. This is the one I'm going to use. Now I want to make this the size of my card, so I'm going to get that, highlight that on there. I'm calling it highlight, but select, I guess it would be. And I'm going to make the height 1 inch, keeping in mind that that is still unlocked up there, and it's going to be 5.5. Perfect. All right, and I'm going to cut this out. Now we'll go to the craft table, and thanks for hanging in there. Okay, so here you have it. Now, if you're a Silhouette user, you might be looking at this mat thinking, where the heck did you get this mat? I did do some research because I recall the Silhouette mats were a bit challenging, and this one here is getting really good reviews. This is from Nakapa, I believe that's how you pronounce it. All right, so let's see how this cut out. The easiest thing to do is to just turn it upside down. Very nice cut, by the way. I would say that the most important thing that you need to learn when you're using your Silhouette, no matter what version of the software you have, is to make sure you know what the blade adjustments should be that match up with your paper. That's super important, because otherwise it just doesn't cut. I mean, you'll have to, you know, do it over and over again until you find out what it is. That's just my experience. So, all right, so I'm going to set this aside, and I'm going to take out the little pieces, and then we're going to go ahead and make the score line. This is like a cream colored cardstock. When it, you know, you're making a Sympathy card, I always tend to want to use lighter, softer colors instead of, you know, blacks or anything like that. I mean, it's depressing enough when you lose a loved one. You don't want, you know, a black card. But I do see a lot of them, and I have made them before. So this one I decided to go with the cream color. I got 3 more little pieces and we're good to go. I don't know why I'm using this. I got my little weeder tool. All right, that's good to go. Now I'm going to get out my cutting. I can't talk today. I guess I'm getting tired. It's late in the evening. My paper trimmer. And I'm going to use the paper trimmer as the scoring thing, because I can't find my scoreboard. I'm actually losing my mind, people. It's one of those tools that you just have to have all the time, and I have no idea where it is. All right, so let's go ahead. Yeah, I feel better that I went ahead and did this manually. I just want to make sure that this is all lining up correctly before I commit to that. All right, so this is the insert, and it's going to go in here. Now, I do have a very small tipped glue that I can be using, but I'm going to go ahead and use score tape instead. I think that this section here is so narrow that I just don't want to take the chance of that glue oozing out. I'm going to put glue on the inside of the flower though. This is not from the typical score paper people, score tape people. This is something I got at Joann's and it's working just fine. I had run out and I got a little panicky, so I ran to the store and got this name brand. Again, it's at Joann's. I don't remember what the name of it is, but it works good. Okay, so I also want to take this. I'm going to do a video on these tips that I bought off of Amazon because I'm highly recommending this set. One of the challenges that I have with the Tombow glue, which is in here, is that the tip tends to dry up and I can't get the glue out, so I'm ending up having to put paper clips and all kinds of stuff like that in there. For some reason, with this little container here and the tip, it doesn't clog up. So I'm actually really enjoying doing intricate gluing now. I'm just putting little dabs here and there because I don't need to cover up the whole thing, and I don't want the glue squeezing out. Let me go ahead and lift that score tape. So yeah, I'm actually excited about learning this software again. I don't know why my brain is able to comprehend it now versus 3-4 years ago. There's a lot of stuff you can do with this. I do know that there's architects and graphic design professionals that use it for other things other than cards. Okay, now this is the exact same size, so I don't want to leave any border at all. It has to be exactly on that little narrow edge there. Oh, it's so pretty. And then just lightly, boom, like that. Now on the inside here, I'm going to put this guy. And I'm going to put it just like that. Kind of bent it a little bit there. I don't know how I did that. This paper I bought, this woman was having a moving sale, and she had boxes and boxes of this beautiful paper because, like, I don't have enough paper. You can't see it on camera, or maybe you can, but it's got a little bit of speckle on it. I just thought putting something in there would be kind of nice. All right, let's go ahead and do our stamping. I'm using the Cards TV Bigger Everyday Sayings. And I'm going to stamp on this piece of paper here, and then we're going to trim it up and put it on the front. Doesn't matter where it's going to be on the stamping part of it, because I am going to cut it. I'll put it up there in the middle. This is just a scrap. Okay, so use some Memento. My go-to for my stamping my sentiments. Okay, I'm not sure about this here. Oh, it doesn't matter because I'm not going to be stamping that on my card. I'm not going to be using that whole square on my card. Very nice. Okay, set this aside and get my paper trimmer. And I'm just going to line it up. I hope I'm in the frame here with this here so that I have even. I know that's my guide. That's what I always do. I always use that ruler right there so that it's all even. Bring it up just a little bit. Nice. I've got to clean this up. It's got sticky glue on it. Okay, so then I'm going to take my scissors and pray that I cut this straight. I'm going to make it about right there. And here as well. And we're going to give it a little fishtail. So we're going to cut it down the middle and just cut from the edge to the corner and then to that little cut line there. trim that a little bit. I didn't get that right on it. Now I'm thinking that I'm just going to use, yep, that's what I'm going to do. All right, so let's go ahead and ink up the edges. I'm just going to do part of a fishtail. By inking up the edges, it's going to pop a little bit more on the front of that card. Now I'm not going to put a sentiment inside. I'm going to write a note. I'm going to write a little thing all by myself. This is a gentleman that my niece is married to, and he just lost his dad. And bless his heart, his dad was 96 years old. Okay, I'm just putting a little bit of foam adhesive behind that. And I'm going to put that right there. Okay, that is my card. Like I said, a couple things. If you're a Silhouette user, you see something that I can improve on, do better, do different, let me know. And otherwise, if you have any other questions, do leave it in the comment section and I'll try to get back to you. Thanks so much for watching and being so patient. Have a great day.